And we're back. After a couple of weeks, I am back with another video on this beautiful P-Day. And I am also back in the chair, which means if you're a true Elder How Vlogs fan, you'll realize that means I am back in Ascension. After a crazy 3-week hiatus, I got pulled out of Ascension and had to hang out in Juarez there for a little bit. They sent me back. Just the day after I recorded my last video, I got a phone call. They didn't tell me where my area was yet. They're like, it was Elder Atwood, my AP and half of my trainer, really. They're like, Elder How, President and the Lord have a lot of trust in you. You have been called to be a trainer in the Ciudad Juarez mission. I was like, what are we doing, man? Like, my trainer had to leave the mission. Clearly, you guys know that I didn't really get trained. But, you know, taking one step at a time, trying to figure it out. I was told a little bit later that I'd be heading back to Ascension. They sent me back. No one had worked here for a couple weeks because I was in Juarez, so it's been a little tough there. But then the next day, I showed up in the offices and I met my trainee, my kid, as we like to say it. But President doesn't like us saying that. But he's my kid. My kid is named Elder Lopez. He's from Ciudad de Mexico, and he's great, man. He won't tell you he's from Ciudad de Mexico. He says that he's from Dallas because he was born there. His mom is American. But he lived, I think, about a year in Dallas, in Texas, and then moved into Mexico for the rest of his life. So whether or not he's from Dallas, who's to say? He doesn't speak a lick of English, but he's from Dallas. He's a very cute kid. He's been very excited about the mission and all the things that are offered by it. And like on our 3rd or 4th day, we're like, I need to buy a cowboy hat. We're like, yeah! So we bought a cowboy hat. Just having the blast, just having the time of our lives out here, making sure that, because obviously my Spanish isn't where I want it to be quite yet. So we do all the things to a T that I can do, right? We're going to wake up on time. We're going to do our exercises. We're going to do our comp study together. It's been really fun, actually. This is our 3rd P-Day together. We're pushing 3 weeks in Ascension otra vez, and things are going super well. Little fun events that have happened. Today is January 5th, 2026, and it's been 3 weeks since I've talked to you guys, so that means we've missed a Christmas and a New Year's. Christmas season was super fun. It's really interesting because I felt like my entire Christmas break got jam-packed in a quick 3-hour morning, which meant I had all the fun feelings of Christmas Eve and waking up and getting to call my family, but then very quickly I had those feelings of, oh man, Christmas is over. Now I have to go back to school or back to work, jam-packed into one day. So Christmas was both one of the most depressing Christmases I've ever had, but then again, one of my favorites because I had a different focus and I got to spend moments with my family that I've never really appreciated like that. Christmas season was super fun. I think the Monday before Christmas, that P-Day, we all went down to Casas Grandes and had a cena de Navidad, a Christmas dinner with about half the mission. And that was just a blast. We played games, we shared thoughts, played musical chairs. President was there, the APs, got to see all the missionaries, so that was always fun. But we came back, and Thursday was Christmas. We actually spent the night at the other elder's house, Christmas Eve, and just sang some Christmas songs. I played my violin, I did a puzzle, and Christmas morning came, and we woke up, and I called my family, and thankfully my mom is bien loca with Christmas, so I had a fair share of presents, if I do say so myself. It's funny, she actually told me that, like, with all the packing, all the shipping fees to Mexico, she probably spent just about as much money as she would have if I was home. And I thought that was a funny joke. But then I opened up all my presents. I'm like, you spent as much money because you just gave me a normal Christmas here in Mexico. It was an absolute delight. Super fun Christmas morning. Got to talk to my family. Got to open presents with everyone. And just hang out. Got to see my grandparents and my cousins on Zoom, on friggin' Messenger as well. So it was a great day. But then we had to get back to work. We didn't have a P-Day for Christmas, so the rest of it was a work day. We still worked, but we worked a little differently. I spent a couple hours just sending messages of Feliz Navidad to all of our friends, and we got about 10 responses and a couple lessons out of it. And then we actually went and sang in the park. We sang Christmas hymns, and I played the violin. It wasn't the most successful finding thing we've ever had, but it was a good day for Christmas. Something nice. Handed out some folletos. Super fun. New Year's was also an absolute bop, bro. We were told on the P day before New Year's that we'd be able to call our family for an hour again, which I was kind of surprised. I'm like, that was the same amount of time you gave us for Christmas. I don't know. New Year's ain't that big of a deal for me. I wasn't expecting that. So I called my family again on New Year's. I wasn't actually planning on staying up till midnight, but we actually were in Casas Grandes because we had to do divisions or exchanges with my ZLs, the LAZs, and they were on it to stay up till midnight, so we did. And I called my family just for an hour, or at the hours of 9 to 10, which was perfect timing because my dad went to bed at 10, and so did my mom. And all my other siblings were out and about. So it was good to see them again and rain in the new year. I can't believe that it's 2026. Absolutely crazy. As far as the work goes here, it was pretty difficult at the beginning, especially because no one had worked in my area, so we were really starting from scratch, starting over again. But in a way, it was also kind of nice because now it's my work. I'm the trainer. I really call the shots. We do what I want to do. It's been nice that way. That even if I've got a comp that's a little sluggish or doesn't want to do it, now I've got the power. We're gonna do it. We're gonna find until 8:30. We're gonna do everything we can. And it's been super awesome actually. So it was a little slower to start, but yesterday was Sunday and we had 5 friends at church. We want to put some fetches, put some baptismal dates this week, and we've got good things coming, I think, here in Ascension. If they progress more, I'll tell you their stories. But things are going good here. Today's P Day, more of a tranquilo P Day, more chill. Woke up, called my family, and we went to breakfast, got some tortas, and a torta de chicken, de pollo, and then I went and I bought some new pants because I actually just destroyed my suit pants. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've gained a little weight. I've mentioned it to my friends, to my family. I think it's a fact of the mission. I can't avoid it. I'm doing my best. Diet starts tomorrow. New year, new me. But I crouched down in my suit pants and they were already falling apart. I had to sew them back together a couple times, but right down the crack. So bought some new pants today. They aren't my favorite. And, they're a little short because none of the Mexicans are as tall as me, but they'll do. And then we finished up the day by doing a little puzzle. And the puzzle leads me right into my spiritual thought, which is going to be on our President Jeffrey R. Holland, who just passed away this last weekend. And in 2012, he gave a conference talk titled Laborers in the Vineyard. And it's about Jesus' parable in Matthew 20 about the laborers in the vineyard. And the steward of the fields of the vineyard goes out and finds laborers at 9 a.m. and he brings these people and gets them ready. And I think it might be the 6 is when they start. They start at 6. And then he realizes he needs more. So at 9 he goes out and hires more work. And at 12 and at 3. And then again in the 11th hour at 5 p.m. he goes out and finds the people still waiting for work for the day. He hires them. And they work for only an hour, work till 6. And when the time comes to give the wage, he gives everyone their wage. And they're surprised to realize that everyone's been given the same wage. Those at 6, those at 9, those at 12, those at 3, and those in the 11th hour at 5. And, quickly, it's been something that I've thought about a lot. Because it's easy to think, man, that's not fair. The people at 6 worked a lot more, and they got the same wage as the others. But what President Holland tells us to realize is it's important to notice that everyone got paid what they were told. And the steward chose to be kind to those who worked at 5. And I got a couple, thoughts about that. One, I really like President Holland. These men are old and they're wise. So it's not ever surprising when they pass away. But they are kind of like our friends. And especially President Holland has been such a big help for me as I've started my mission. Kind of feels like one of your best friends passing away. So it's been something sad, but I really like this. And on the thoughts of the vineyards, I think the first thought is, one, Everyone's got a place in the vineyard, right? Everyone's got that opportunity to serve and to work and to share the joy and kindness of Christ with everyone. And two, it doesn't matter what time you start. So start right now. Start today. I want to close just with a little thought that I like, a little verse that I read in D&C recently. It's D&C 64, verse 33. And 33 says, "Wherefore be not weary in well-doing, for ye are laying the foundation of a great work, and out of small things proceedeth that which is great." And I apply that to the vineyard because there's lots of us working in the vineyard, and sometimes we feel small or insignificant, and our efforts feel unnoticed. But don't be weary in well-doing. And even when we're small, and every single person is a piece of that puzzle, just like the puzzle we did today. I'll attach a clip right there. It looks freaking awesome. We had a freaking blast. And I know that each piece of that puzzle is important, right? You could have 999 out of 1,000 of that puzzle, but you're not going to feel satisfied unless you have all 1,000 of them. So every small thing is worth something. Don't be weary in well-doing. Start today, and remember that you have that opportunity. That's all I got. I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. That's Elder How out. I'll see you guys in a month or two, maybe in 6. No promises. Love you all. Send me an email. Catch you later.